Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. And tonight we're back again, Friday night live at you with the World Racing Community, the Sports Car Cup, and it's round 5, and we are at Fuji. We are overshadowed by the mountains, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going hard. We are going long. This is going to be a banger, and we've got extra bonuses for you. I am joined by the creator, the lord of the world racing community. It's MJ, ladies and gentlemen. He's come and joined me in the box. This is the sound of hitting rock bottom is. Right, MJ, how's it going? You're Martin Brundle. No. I don't know if your voice is coming through on the tube. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know if your voice is No, it's not. Oh, Discord, MJ. It's bloody Discord. Hang on, I can think of a way around this. I could quickly invite you into a PSN one and see if that works any better. Technical issues, ladies and gents. It's nothing to worry about. But MJ, you missed it. He had a beautiful voice. It was like angels were singing on high. I was, I was mesmerised. That's why I could hardly find the. Oh, is there? Oh no, that's the Discord one. Start a party. Start a closed party. And then, how do I invite a player? Look, I talk it as I say it, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the way it is. I can't think and do at the same time. My wife is frustrated that I have to narrate every bloody task. Oh, now it's not loading up names. And I work really well under pressure whilst on the stream. This is why change is never good. Come on, load up, you silly sausage. Can I search for him? Yeah, that'll probably be easier. I don't know. Search for player. Here we go. It's easy. There's only 2 letters. It's all gone quiet. I found him. Friend. Inviting him in. Now it's on him, because this, I know, does work on a whole. So it's if he's got his audio to allow people to listen to him. Oh, it's not even been announced. Breaking news, ladies and gents. I don't think you're coming across. You sure you got your audio set to broadcast? It's not fair on the people. It's been like the biggest tease. This is like... Well, while you're having a look into it, I'm going to do what the regs are. You know them. You've wrote them before. So, World Racing Community, Season 6, WRC Sports Car Cup. Race regulations, balance of performance will be on. The tyres are at times 2. Softs and medium tyres, both must be used. The fuel is at times 3, with a refuel rate of times 7, and the car class is Group 4. And it's an unrestricted pick. They can choose whatever they want. And it's a 90-minute race around Fuji with a 10-minute qualifying. And... you didn't hear it here because for some reason his voice is not coming through the stream, but it's going to be a little damp. So, MJ, how do you reckon we're looking? It is bizarre, isn't it? No, I won't have that. We can't lose this opportunity. Why is it not happening then? Party settings. Let's have a look. Party settings are closed. Okay. Okay, here we go. Settings. Okay, here we go. Captures and broadcasts. Captures and broadcasts. It's not there. Audio. Shortcut screens, video, auto uploads, auto records. Oh, broadcasts. Ah, yeah, audio. Here we go. Include party audio. No, that's turned off. Include audio. And no, it was on. That's what I mean. I just pressed it. This is curious. Oh yeah, sorry. I've got to get back to the racing, ladies and gents. We're gonna try and fix this as we go along. So it's qualifying now. We've not done any of the rules. We haven't done the table. It's technical issues, ladies. That's all it is. Don't you worry. We'll be on track pretty soon. So Duffman is out at the moment in his Nissan, and he is in a strong championship fight with Thunder. And with breaking news out there with the all change to Bop, everyone doesn't know exactly where their cars are going to end up. So is the Nissan going to get a boost, or is it going to get decommissioned? I've heard the Lambo is totally out. Now, a rumour have it that the Alfa Romeo 4C is hot. It is the car at the moment. And Cull is the man. Cull is decided to take that one. I have heard rumour that he is a fast brother. Then we have Oscar in his sexy little blue Porsche. It's back again. We missed it last week, but we are back viewing such a wondrous creature. Deviant, which is one of the best usernames ever in the world, has taken out the Citroën. And with that... so he was with us in season 1, and now he's on his comeback. I can't believe they can't hear you. That is really bumming me out, man. We've done Discord, we've done the PSN. I don't know what else we can possibly do. Oh well. Bob in 5th place. Well, not 5th because they're on their flying lap now. He's in the Lambo now. We know Bob's fast. Is he going to be able to drive around the issues that the Lambo has now got with, I think, what was it you said? They've taken speed away and added weight. They've done a double hit on it. "44 kilograms, ladies and gentlemen. That is like a small bear, yeah, or a small child. Or a lot of cocaine. Chunky Ribina's with us. Now, don't forget, Chunky Ribina is streaming from his point of view, and I have to say, and if you could hear MJ, he would back me up on this. It is one of the most entertaining streams out there on YouTube, and you should get yourself over to that one and clickety like, subscribe, and watch it from where he is. Now, MJ's lost my little party, so I haven't got his little sexy voice in my ear anymore. So now they're coming in. Duffman's done a time. Cull is on pole. Wow, 3/10. That's more like it. With Bob going second fastest. Chunky also setting a time for third fastest. Then we have Thunder in the other Lambo. He set time for 4th. Not bad. Not bad. The Lambo not as bad as people were thinking. The Citroën has just moved down into 6th place because Garuda, the man, has slapped his Honda right on 4th place of the grid so far. Adnap in the ever sexy little Nissan is in 7th spot. And in the chat, we've got Thunder saying, so quiet. Ooh, I'm quiet as well. No, I'm never quiet. And, Oliver's giving us a wave. Yeah, MJ, I don't know. I could hear him clearly. It's a weird one. We're going to have to look into that. We've done it in Discord, and we did it with the PlayStation chat, and neither worked for some reason. And I know he's going to think it's me, but it wasn't. I've done dual comms before, although we did screen share when we did that. But he's a busy man. He can't screen share.
That may work.
Switch back to PC. That may work. Okay, cool. What, on Discord, is he saying? Have I got to phone him on Discord? You phone me. You phone me, because I'm in the middle of quali, and at the moment we've got Cull.
Yes.
And Deviant now has put the Citroen up in second. Chunky's gone faster, but hasn't quite broken the top three in his Genesis. Then we've got Bob in third, Thunder fifth in his Lambo. They're all setting more times now. Garuda slipping back into sixth place. He's gone faster, but not fast enough to get himself ahead of the Thunder Adnap. Feeling relatively at ease with that seventh spot. It seems to be whereabouts he is in the qualifying with that Nissan. It hasn't got any boost through the bop, has it? It's still in the same place. Then JTR. Not often we catch JTR in qualifying. He usually joins at the beginning of the race. But today he is here. He is here in all his glory. And Oliver in ninth so far on the grid for this 1.5 hour race around Fuji, where we have found out the weather is going to be changeable. Duffman in the Nissan, 10th so far, ahead of Autosport in his Lexus. And he's been bigging up the Lexus lately. He's really enjoying the drive of it. He's 4/10 off of Duffman. Now, I've seen in the Discord, he's been rather excited about his Lexus. He's liking it. But at the moment, 4/10 off of the Nissan. He's going to be trying to find a little bit more, some more speed. Then
has learned how to overtake properly in G1.
And Spinia Burrito is in the pits along with Booster. Deacon Do in the chat saying, let's hope that Chunky has learned how to overtake properly in turn one. Lol. Just giving Chunky some CRAP. Well, yes, and he deserves it. He made a couple of hot-headed moves last season. Him and Deacon Do did come a cropper with each other more than once. And but I have to say, and I can confirm, Chunky has been driving on another level this season. He has been absolutely flaming it. He is lit as they come. And Koi Carp in the chat saying, evening, good sir. Why, hello and welcome. Skyjacker as well. My good golly gosh, aren't you lot racing this evening? And Deacon Do saying he's been great about Chunky. Yes. Right. Excuse me. Let's see if I can do something about this MJ situation. Sorry. Oh, no, I can't, because it cuts the feed. You don't want that. You've got to look at lovely calmness. So, yeah. Maybe between quali and the race, we'll see if we can give MJ another call. So far, then, the 4C, the intel that I was told about the Alfa Romeo is absolutely correct. Or Cull is ultimate alien of aliens and is ringing the absolute monster out of that Alfa Romeo. But at the moment, he's sat on pole. And he's going for another run with 1 minute left of qualifying. We've got Deviant chasing down in second place, just 3/10, well, 4/10 we'll call it, shy. Then the Bob in the Lambo. Bob has been on fire lately, I reckon. If I look at the table, he would be either at the top or near the top. And Vodka Rob in the chat, we are having a party here. And it's a cracker. Vodka in the chat saying, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? I am super. Thanks for asking. So Bob in the Lambo in third. Chunky chasing him down. Only a tenth divides them. It is Nout. Thunder still firing on that Lambo. He was worried. He was nervous. He thought the Lambo was murdered. But so far, the Lambo showing a good pace. It might not be that weight might hurt his tyres, but good pace. Thunder saying, party, can't get drunk drive during a Friday. Drive men, less talking. Yes, drive man, less talking, Thunder. He's happy with his fifth. He's only a little bit ahead of the Welsh warrior, that is Garuda, but Garuda's picked up a penalty and is no threat to Thunder or Chunky. They have pitted. They've pitted because I can hear the rain coming in, ladies and gentlemen. So qualifying is done. So we've got Cull at the top on pole. Great job there. With Deviant in second, Bob in third, Chunky Ribena in fourth, Thunder in fifth, Garuda is going to be starting in sixth, Adnap in seventh, Duffman gets eighth place. Bob put a time in while it was wet. Well, Bob, you proved me wrong, and I like it. Thank you. So Bob did manage to go faster, even though it rained. Chunky Ribena in fourth, Thunder in fifth, Garuda in sixth, Adnap coming home in, he's going to be seventh on the grid. Eighth for Duffman, ninth for Autosport, JTR in the pits in 10th, and Oliver is 11th. He's still cracking on, but I don't think he's going to beat his time there, and it's rather damp out there at the moment. And Spinel Burrito is in the pits with Boosted. I think they're both a GT1 users. So that was an eventful qualifying for two reasons. One, because of the whole trying to chat with MJ, and two, because it got a little damp there near the end, and Bob is proving that the Lambo is still drivable, ladies and gentlemen. That is good news. Good news indeed. So a quick look at the grid, and then I'll see if I can call our man MJ. Aiko on pole, then in the Alpha with Bob in second, Deviant third, Chunky Ribena fourth, Thunder in fifth, Garuda in sixth, Adnap in seventh, Duffman in eighth with Autosport in ninth, JTR 10th, Oliver in 11th, Spinia Burrito joining him at the back in 12th, with Boosted starting in 13th, and they're both in Ferraris. That is very interesting. Right, let's see. Let's see what I can do. He's a bit busy right now, though. So he said, it's not that. Look, I'm getting it all wrong. It's this. There's no need to keep making your people's voices look. So if I leave this party to make the screen look blue, because I don't need that, what I need to do is find Discord. Oh, yeah. Now we've got Thingy trying to do technical things. That's always fun. Discord. Now it's gone all dead. What's happened? All right, I need to find me and MJ again. That didn't go well last time. No, they're groups that I'm in. They're not singular chats, direct chats. There we go. MJ, join. We'll see, ladies and gents, if it's any, if we've got it sussed or not. Hey. Well, fingers crossed. The YouTube's a little bit further behind, so I don't. No, I don't think it's working, man. I do not know. I honestly do not know what's going on. But I can't. Yeah. Okie dokie, bro. All right. He's going to be steward today, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to keep an eye that everything is above the boards. And, all right, well, sorry about that, MJ. It's a shame. It's a shame, but we did it on, we did it on the hop, and and it didn't quite work, but we'll get it sorted for next week. And Deacon Do saying he won't be the only one watching. Oh, Deacon Do as well, keeping an eye over things. I love it. So, yeah, no mandatory tyres, I imagine, in this race, because it's there's going to be a drizzle. There's going to be rain. It's going to get wet, ladies and gents. They are going to be sliding around like some really rude joke about women.
We've all just seen the weather settings loudly crying face.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh.
MJ, what you created?
So MJ, he did say, I'm sick of the boys moaning about they want it wet, so they're getting it wet. I don't think he's not going to be crazy cray, not cray cray, like, you know, P. Diddy. It's just going to be, it's not going to be an orgy of wetness, but more of a damp society, maybe. I might be able to try and quickly bang this table out for you while, oh yeah, the four-wheel drive cars will be absolutely banging today. And in this corner, what was I looking for? Standings. This is what we need. Standings. Found the standings. Take me to Google OneDrive, baby. Oh yeah, we have entered the OneDrive. Wow. Yes, Bob at the top of the table in the Lamborghini on 44 points. Then we have Boosted in second in the Ferrari on 40 points. We have Incognito in third on 38 points. Then we have Chunky in fourth on 30 points, but there's no Incognito today, so Chunky is going to be eyeing up those positions ahead of him. Garuda in fifth on 30 points, also same as Chunky's, tight. And Nap sixth in the Nissan, he's on 28 points, and Sinister is yet to score. Now things are changing, it might be all right. Oh no, we're going to the track. No, he's asking him to tick in. We're good at the moment. So in the GT2 category, we have Thunder in the Lamborghini on 44 points. He's being chased down by Autosport in second on 32 points. Also on 32 points, we have Duffman in the Nissan. Fusion is fourth, and that's Oliver on 30 points, with JTR in fifth on 26 points. We have MJ, who we've heard has retired now. He was on 22 points, and that will give Nitro, which is J Car in seventh, a chance in his Jaguar to get ahead, who's on 16 points. Reckless is in eighth in the Genesis on 15 points, with Von Bleu in ninth on 13 points. We have Huds in 10th on 10 points, and Salty in 11th on 8 points. But the last couple there, they've not showed for a short while. What have we got going on here then? So our first look at Spin Your Burrito, I think it's meant to be, is it? Spin Your Burrito. And he's from the glorious United States of America, and always good to have the representation that the United States deserve in our lobbies. We've had Deacon Do taking a season off because I think the racing's a little long for him, and Sinister taking a sabbatical. Is the American quota has dropped, and it's good to see some more coming back. So here we are then on pole with the Alpha. No, it was work. Sorry, yeah, Deacon Do said it was work. Nope, it's during my work day. Yeah, no, I remember now. I remember that it was clashing with work. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a great start. Wow, from the Alpha, absolutely flying. But yes, the Bob was swamped there from Deviant and Chunky again, his first turn tactics, and he's up there in second place there from Chunky. Absolutely precise and perfect maneuverages. But Defiant is not gonna, Deviant is not gonna rest with that. He's on the attack, and so is Bob, with a very sluggish start from the Lambo. Adnap up to 5th, absolutely frosty at the start of this race. Garuda into 6th and Duffman 7th. Oh my word, Thunder slipping down. Yes, the Lambo does not like to get off of the blocks. But soon as it gets going, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be going. And there we have Autosport down there fighting with the Ferrari of Get Boosted. Thunder slipping down even more. OZ, the Oliver in 11th. JTR in 12th. And Spinor Burrito is there in his Ferrari as well, having a little look up the inside of the Lexus, but it's not on just yet. And again, having a sniff, having a whiff, one would say. Having a small whiff of his exhaust pipe to see if that fuel is somewhat legal. And again, Spinor Burrito trying to go round the outside, but the outside is not there, and he gets it on the inside, ladies and gentlemen. The old switcheroo, and no, backs off again, and JCR still holds the place. Cole at the moment then, he's disappearing into the stratosphere, and Chunky has Bob for company. Deviant dropping back behind the Bob, and now the Lambo has got itself going. And I imagine they're all on softs, no tyre regulations, so they would be fools to not start on the softs. And Bob making the move, getting the toe, and sealing the deal. And that is our championship leader of the GT1s now up and into second place. But Chunky wants to make a fight of it. Chunky does not want to let it go. He's back ahead, but Bob has the inside line. And no, Chunky outmaneuvered. Fantastic racing, ladies and gentlemen. But the problem is with Bob and Chunky going at it, then it gives Cole a chance to pull away. And Deacon says, approved move there by Chunky. There you go, see? Fantastic stuff, but Deviant is now back in the mix, ladies and gentlemen. And Deviant is inspecting closely the back of that Lambo for a move, lining him up, one would say. The engines are still on. Yeah, I started messing around with volumes. I just didn't want to make sure I've ruined the experience by taking the car sounds away. Adnat then, we haven't said enough about his start, ladies and gentlemen. Up to 5th place, but he has now got the pressure of Garuda, and Boosted slowly making his way through the pack in the Ferrari. Head down, crack on. That's the kind of man. Also, I mean, I said Chunky. I don't know if Boosted's live streaming, but Boosted now setting himself up with a channel, and I am subscribed, and I would definitely endorse it. Boosted. Then you can see how the alien flies. Duffman in 8th in the Nissan. Couldn't have had a better start, man. Cracking stuff. And he's got Oliver now with the threat of the Lambo. Now the Lambo's warmed up a little bit. It's on the move. Autosport in 11th place, being chased by JTR, and Spinor Burrito is not happy with something in the car. He did not qualify, and he seems to have dropped off of the back of the pack. And Cole at the moment destroying all that he purveys. Chunky still holding on to that second spot, but Bob wants it, and so does Deviant. We're in the Starship Citroen as we chase him down. Pew, 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 pew. Looks like it should have lasers on it, shouldn't it? Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. He's just going to shoot him out of the way. It's like something from Wipeout. And Deviant, I don't know how he fits in that cockpit. He must be a svelte person. And you'd cut yourself on that dashboard, didn't you? Can you imagine? It better have a good airbag, because, oh, through the chicane, Chunky's made a small mistake. He's gone a little wide, and that has allowed Bob to sneak on through whilst I was busy evaluating the health and safety of the Citroen dashboard. I wouldn't want to bang my head on it. So, I've forgotten what button gets me out of view. Oh, God. Dearie me. So, Chunky there, Getting one done by Bob. Oh, no, it was a bit of a lag. I thought Bob had gone very wide there, but he had a spike of lag. And Chunky then still behind him. Deviant, though, keeping in for the ride with Garuda in 5th place. Oh, no, Adnap slipping back a couple of spots. And Garuda then, nice open road ahead of him. Oh, he's got a lovely battle to look at. And Bob then, Chunky and Bob just won't quit. They won't stop. And it's the Chunky and Bob show. And Chunky, he'll be wanting to get more back on Bob because Bob did run away last week and leave Chunky, but no, Chunky wasn't racing, I think. Well, there was a race where Bob just disappeared and Chunky could not live with him, but this one is tight between the two of them now. And Chunky with the Genesis, Bob in that ailing Lambo after being hit hard with the bop, and Deviant there in his starship, his spaceship. A little tapping from the Bob there, giving Chunky a reminder. He is on his tail, and Boosted already now past... No, he's not past Garuda. I apologise. It's Adnap that slipped back 2 places, and I think Adnap being caught by... I don't know, why am I using the controller, ladies and gentlemen? You're flicking around cars. It must be doing your heads in. So let me get the keyboard. Where am I? 7th. So Adnap then... drop into 7th after a great start in the Nissan. Duffman in 8th. It's getting very grey. It's getting very murky out there. Duffman then in 8th place. He's closing in on Adnap. The Nissan planted, ladies and gentlemen. Thunder is up. He's got himself past Oliver. Oh my lord, Oliver's lost 2 places here. 3 places, should I say, because JTR's just whipped one by as well. And Oliver, though, coming back, showing that he has pedigree and fighting for position. Great move there from Oliver on JTR. Well, JTR on Oliver first, and then Oliver on JTR. But was it a dummy? Did JTR lift? Let him have the corner so he could get the toe down the straight, knowing that he was going to be a sitting duck. Maybe JTR playing tactical. The Lexus, though, doesn't seem to be getting the edge on the Porsche down the straight. And on the brakes then he has to go. And that toe did nothing for him against the little Porsche. The little Porsche that can. Senor Burrito. He's getting some hot times now, but it looks like he's using this one as a test session, ladies and gentlemen, rather than a true race of form. As Cool then hanging the Alpha out, 6.5 seconds ahead of the whole world. My dearie lord. So Chunky, Deviant, Garuda, Bob, and the Boosted all in. Don't know what Bob's done, but he's dropped behind Deviant and Garuda. We've missed action, and I promise we won't, as Deviant's lost his back end. My gosh. We will see if we can go back to it, but Chunky then retakes 2nd place with Garuda now up into 3rd place. Deviant in 4th. A little bit of tap in, I think, with the lag being a force to be reckoned with. And Bob there in 5th, and Boosted joining the party. Adnap not too far behind. This is lit, ladies and gentlemen. So Chunky is trying to run away, and he's doing a good job of it. He's built up 0.5 second on Garuda after shenanigans, but with that toe, he is now the leader of the toe train. Choo choo! And Chunky Ribena then dragging all the field along, and Garuda, he's been sent an invite, and Chunky staying very much to the right to make this as hard work for Garuda, but Garuda, no, he doesn't have enough purchase. He has not enough purchase there to get himself through, and it's still Chunky Ribena, elbows out, and now Garuda has the problem of Deviant. Deviancy is an issue for Garuda right now, and he's got through. A lovely move in the spaceship. Bob is hanging it around, but he's got Boosted all up and in his busyness. It is a cracker, jacker, lacquer, whacker. Oh my word, look at that. They're lining up for the racing. They're loving it. Chunky, though, he likes it. He's going to try and pull away from that cluster of a buckle behind him as Deviant leads Garuda, Bob, and the Boosted through. Let's get on board with the Boosted, shall we? Not that one. Not that one, that one. And here comes the rain, ladies and gentlemen. We knew it was coming. As Christopher in the chat saying, why aren't you racing, MJ? He's done. He's done. He's a broken race driver. He's putting himself back together again. He's Perez, I told you last week. So the rain has come, and that is changing everything. We're going to see pit stops galore. No, Cull decides it's not wet enough for him, so he stays out. But it's sounding heavy, ladies and gents. What are these guys going to do? Deviant, I'd go in. Come on. Intermediates. No, none of them do. No, some of them do. Chunky and Garuda. They're going for it. These guys, they're going for some scenery watching. And Boosted then, it's getting heavier, but the little dial is still saying soft tyres are the best choice at the moment. And that's Bob slipping back behind the Boosted as the Boosted gets on. Cull's got a lovely little lead there, and he stayed out for those tyres. How is the rest of the field dealing? Adnap in 5th place, staying. Is it a light shower that will go away? And that is Duffman in 6th, holding pace with Adnap. It's a beautiful sight. Thunder again, I can hear that rain absolutely slashing down. Thunder in 7th, you can see it now. It is a visual. Autosport in 8th place. Garuda then back out on a set of... No, that's Spin Your Burrito is in 10th. Sorry, where did I find Garuda? He was 9th. There you go. Inters, ladies. Inters and gents. I'm not leaving anyone out. And the ones in between that can't decide. Garuda is... It's there, the line. The line is on the changeover now. We are at the changeover between softs and intermediates. Garuda already on a set of intermediates. He's being bothered by Spin Your Burrito, and he is right there as well, but he's on a set of soft tyres now. He's getting some grip, but it's going to be going away pretty soon because that dial is moving on up. Chunky, oh, he lost place, but he filled right up, where Garuda, he did not fuel, ladies. He just went in, got the inters, got out. That was his tactic. Chunky Ribena, he filled the tank right up. Ollie, he went in and got him some inters as well as JTR. Now Cull is in for his inters, and Bob also with Deviant following him in, and Boosted, son of a gun, who started on the mediums anyway, he's carrying on, ladies and gentlemen. He thinks he can handle this, but that bar is moving on up to wets. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. Maybe he is thinking, no, it's getting ever wetter. The map is showing it's getting more and more darker green or whatever the colours are. It's been such a while. And he thinks, Cull's crossed the line, and so's Bob. Garuda, one of the first to pit. It's looking good for Garuda at the moment. His inter's up to temperature, and 2 of the guys ahead of him have got hefty penalties. They've been massied and boosted as well. For he must have gone wide. He's picked up 1.5 second penalty. Things are awry at the top. Michael Massey is absolutely spunking the penalties out. He is hard, ladies and gentlemen, so hard. And oh no, Boosted on those soft tyres, no grip. He's off the road, ladies and gents, and Cull retakes the lead in them inters with that 3 second lead, and Boosted is now in a panic mode. He's just got to bring it home. Bob in 3rd, now onto a set of inters, but a huge hefty penalty which Garuda is going to be benefiting from. Duffman in 5th. Chunky is slipping down the order. The Genesis not liking the wet weather. Deviant as well. Oh, Deviant's picked up a huge penalty with the pit stops. Thunder looking good, and he's gone full wet. He is all in with the wetness, but it's not quite there yet. It seems to have eased off a little bit. The line's below the wet line. Ollie in 9th. He's on inters. JTR on inters in 10th. Autosport slipping down to 11th now on his inters in the Lexus. And Adnap, oh, he's lost a lot of positions as well, down into inters, and Spin Your Burrito's gone full wet, and he's picked up a penalty from the pits. And is that cool? He's paying his penalty there, I think we've just seen. has boosted as well, paying his penalty, and that'll put Bob through. Surely, no, Bob's got a penalty. It's Garuda that's coming. Ka-ching! Ka-ching, says Garuda, as Boosted goes into the pits, and Garuda finds himself up and into second place. That early pit stop paid for Garuda, but not so much for Chunky. Although Chunky is now making his way to the top. Duffman now in 5th place, with Thunder in 6th. With those full wets, Thunder seems to be a man to be reckoned with at the moment. He has the pace. Thunder, with the full wet decision, seems to be getting better grip than those around him. And Chunky, he's playing a dance out there with those inters, but cool. Penalties all paid, and he's 7 seconds ahead of Garuda, who has turned his race around and has turned it upside down. It's fantastic. And Vodka Rob in the chat saying it always rains at Fuji. No, I think that's the reason MJ's not racing, is that so he can manipulate the weather without any of them knowing when it's going to come, and he won't get an unfair advantage. So he's... what's going on? It's just through the chicane. It looked like he was going ever so slow, and Bob closing in. Bob on the inters as well. We're still in intermediate zone, but it's very much on the line of needing wet tyres. Duffman, there's a yellow flag up ahead. Oh, Garuda! Garuda, no! 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 And Garuda slipping down. What an absolute shame. He was in the fight. Bob then moves up to second with Chunky in third, but he's 5 seconds behind Bob. But he's got a lot more fuel on board, so if he's deciding to go long. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the weather dial is moving into wet tyre territory. These guys might be starting to find it a struggle on the inters. Duffman, head down, cracked on. Look at him. He's in 4th place. Super stuff. He's leading the GT1 category. Remember, he's in that hard fight with Thunder and Autosport. And Thunder just behind him, but Thunder is looking, he's gone the wet tyres, and it's looking, it might be the right way around. I see someone jumped into the pits in the background there. JTR maybe not happy with the inters. He's going full wet, ladies and gentlemen. Cool at the moment, he's happy, he's going well. 6 seconds though. Bob is faster. Bob is faster and braver through the wet corners of Fuji, and Cole at the moment, he's just having to do the dance of keeping the Alpha on the track. Ribena, 6.5 seconds. Don't forget, you can catch his stream next on his channel, not next week, but on his channel. From his point of view, it'll look something like this, but there'll be a lot more of a handsome... No, what am I doing with my buttons? It'll look something like that, but it'll have a little box with a really handsome man in there. He looks so sexy, I tell you. I may have sent him a tribute. Who knows? That's creepy Al. Sorry, Chunk. Don't watch this one. Cool, then. In first, Bob in second, Chunky in third, Duffman up into 4th, Thunder giving him hassles in 5th. Oliver is in 6th in the saucy little push A. And Deviant, Deviant, the Citroen not liking the wet stuff. Deviant finding it a wriggle and a wiggle, but he went and put the wet tyres on, which could be the right way to do it. Garuda finding himself down in 8th after his little spin out, and Adnap in 9th, but being caught again by Boosted, who we saw had issues himself out there on the dry tyre in a very wet race. He brought a sword to a gunfight, literally. Autosport in 11th. He's keeping up with the leaders, and he's he's a money favourite for the podium. Haven't worked out who's the GTRs and GT2s yet. JTR, he's got to pay a penalty because Michael Massey he's got his guns out today, and Spinia Borrito, who we think is using this as a test session, just dipping his toe into it. He's closing in. He's closing in on JTR, so it's interesting stuff. But at the top, we've got Cole. Akel going absolute bananas out there in the Alfa Romeo. The Bob in the Lambo still collecting hella points, and Chunky getting some points on. Who's he having a fight with? It's not Bob, is it? Might be Boosted. And oh my MG, it's the Thunder in fourth. He's got himself past Duffman, as Duffman had an issue. Oh, it's hard to say. He may have done, but Thunder up ahead, and he's giving Chunky something to think about. Good golly gosh. So Thunder retakes the GT2 category lead ahead of Duffman, and he's giving Chunky all sorts of issues, all sorts of worries. He is filling Chunky's worry hole. And there is no more. It's the wet tyres, ladies and gentlemen. The wet tyres, so much more grip. You can see Thunder with a lot more confidence going into that corner. He's having a drag race down the Fuji straight now with Chunky, and it looks like the Genesis just has some oomph. Now, Bob and Cole, it's too wet. It's too wet for the Inters. They've gone in. Chunky stayed out. Thunder, he's on the right tyre, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the right tyre. Get on Betfred and get your money on Thunder, because this one has got his name all the way over it. And Thunder then trying to take the lead from Chunky, and there's a little bit of collateral damage there, and Chunky decides, that's too rich for my blood, you take it. And Thunder now leads this race. Right tyre choice. And Chunky, he's finding the grip, a struggle out there. As you see, Thunder commits through the windy bits and pulls out a bit of time. Duffman in the Nissan doing super fine with his Inters. Deviant, he went full wets, remember, in his pit stop, and my good golly gosh, he is flying, ladies and gentlemen. This race is wide open. Oliver in fifth, and he is playing Drift Kings. He is Drift Lord 101 out there in the Porsche, sliding round those corners. He is in tune. He is in tune with his car. Deviant is, I'm guessing, a GT1 driver. I am not sure. But Oliver, look at this. And Vodka Rob with a laughing face. I don't know what I said. Again with the Porsche wanting to step out on young Oliver. And he is absolutely driving the nuts off of those wheels. Bob, he's moving on up. Remember, he went back in for the wet tyres, and Cull, he's gone past Cull. He's gone past the Cull. Oh my God, and we saw the Alpha looking so strong at the beginning of this race, but it doesn't seem to like the wet weather. And now the Lambo, Kaz, you didn't nerf it enough, my friend. Put a bit of wetness on the track, and it's a monster again. It comes back alive. It's like those things you used to buy that you put in the bath and they expand 6 times, and it's a little monster. Put some water on that Lambo, and it's back to its best. So Thunder leads from Chunky. I mean, he is on wet tyres, in all fairness, with Chunky on the intermediates. Duffman in the Nissan in third place, and this race is spicy. All kinds of spicy, ladies and gents. Deviant in the spaceship in fourth, another one. Put the tyres on that needed to be on. He was thinking ahead. Oliver is off the track now, and it might be time. Although the rain hasn't seemed to got any heavier, it's just borderline Inters wets. And the gap, 4.4 seconds from Deviant. He's fighting that Nissan, and Bob, remember, putting the full wets on, is now on his way, as he has just taken who was the leader. Cool. Boosted has now joined up as well, but he's on the Inters, with these two being on the wet tyre, the correct tyre. Possibly, although it looks like that dial has just dropped under the line back to the Inters, so it's seesawing between too wet and not wet enough. Adnap on the Inters and holding ground in 9th place, but I imagine that's not really where he wants to be. Champion of last season, let's not forget. Garuda has had a drama in this race. When does he not have a drama in a race? You always can bet that Garuda will have at least one spin. So Garuda then nursing, it looks like, that's a mid-engine car around Fuji. Looks like it's a struggle to drive, bless him. He's gone and put the wets on as it starts drying up, and that is frustrating. As has JTR, he's gone for the wets, and it's starting to dry up. And Spina de Burrito also with the wet tyres, but it does look to me like the weather is starting to ease off. Now, they all have radars in their cars. They're all fitted with the radar. They know where those big, thick weather patches are. So it's just a judgment call for these guys. It's bordering on, but it looks like it's drying up now. It looks like the rain has stopped. There's some parts of the track still a little wet. But yeah, to me, I think the windscreen wipers have stopped, and I think it's starting to clear up. What are we, 25 minutes into this race? It has been thick with all sorts of action. All sorts of action, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute banger from the very beginning of the dramas. If you couldn't hear the beautiful MJ, the creator of all, and then through a cagey qualifying where I wasn't sure where I was, and now into a race where it has been turned upside down and inside out by a little bit of dampness. How could nature make such a difference, you ask? Well, it has. And Thunder is the man who is on top. GT2, soon to be GT1. Looks like this championship is wrapped up. Round 5, and he is winning the main races, ladies and gentlemen, not just the category races. Thunder has arisen. He has ascended. He is knocking on the mothership door saying, it is time to anoint me. Chunky chasing after the Lambo, story of this season for him. Deviant in 3rd place, and that weather has really turned it around. It's starting to clear up quite nicely now, and Duffman, the Nissan, is working. It's working for him. Down here we had that little battle, didn't we? Ollie in 5th, Bob in 6th, Boosted going over for some water in 7th. Cole has slipped to 8th, and the Alfa Romeo really not working on those soft on the wet tyres. And now you can see Boosted is starting to claim scalps as the tyre comes back to him on the inters, and Bob struggling with that wet tyre, struggling to slow the car down in the corners. Beautiful, gives that little bollard a little tap. And there we go then. The advantage of the inters virtually, where Bob's trying to go around the wetness on the outside, but no, Boosted has the grip advantage with those intermediate tyres and is up and into 6th place. Beware all ahead. Bob in 7th with Cull, the leader of the early stages of this race, down in 8th. Shows it's not over. It can still happen. Adnap, he's on the inters. He should be closing in now on the guys ahead. Well, they're doing 54s with Adnap in the 55s at the moment. But it is getting faster out there. Autosport, 56. He's ahead of Garuda. Garuda, though, is closing in, it looks like. 57 from Garuda. It looks like the Honda is not much fun in the wet. With JTR in the Lexus. And Spina Burrito is 13th. And he's gone back to dries, ladies and gentlemen. He really is using this as a test session. He's back on the dry tyre, and he's going to give it a go. Thunder then has lots of questions as we see the spaceship go into the pit lane, and the Citroën is now going in. What's he going to do? Dries or wets? It's rather wet in the pit lane. It has to be said, even if they go to dry tyres, there is a high possibility of spinach when they release, and not the kind of spinach that we've seen Popeye eat. Popeye, that's such an old reference, man. That wasn't even when I was young. Adnap's coming in. Are they all going dry tyres? This could be a thing. Autosport stays out on the intermediate tyres, and Garuda is a good one to watch. He's staying on the wets. That's crazy. I was going to say he's a good judge of stats, but that's a crazy thing to do. He's going around, and it's virtually dry tyres now, and he's on the wet tyre. Maybe he's just going to kill that wet tyre. Maybe the pit stop. It is a long pit stop. It is a long pit stop all the way along that straight, and you're limited to a certain speed. So Garuda opts in for, let's just kill these tyres, depending, no matter what sort of speed we're not getting. JTR, he stayed out on the wets as well, with Adnap now back out on a set of racing mediums. Interesting. I think the track would be cooler and softs would be somewhat better, but they've opted for the mediums. They're going to go for a long run. And Spinia Burrito, he's some way behind, but he is really using this as a test session, it would seem. Thunder still leads, but he's got questions. And Chunky closing in with those inters. I think the questions are answered. I think he's going to go in. Thunder making his pit stop. He'll be hoping for no more rain if he's going to go hard on a dry tyre. Duffman in third, still on the inters. Looks like the track is still good for inters. They're still moving on. Boosted moving over to get some wetness on those tyres. That's what they're built for. And Oliver doing exactly the same. Beautiful stuff. But Duffman at the moment holding his own in second place, with Boosted in third, and Oliver there in fourth. Thunders is still in the pits, and the Alpha driver Cull is in the pits as well. Deviant went pitted earlier, and he's picked up a huge penalty, but he's on that start straight whilst the others are still in the pits. Thunder's on the medium tyre. Has he? Yes, the medium tyre. He's back out. He's back out ahead of Deviant. It looks like he is. So Thunder, fifth place. He's on the dry tyre. I don't think anyone ahead of him is on the dry tyre. So if it dries up, which it very much looks like it is doing, it's good for Thunder. He's doing everything right. He does have Cull, who is an alien behind him. 8 seconds. We've got a race here between Bob and Deviant. Bob there, just tucking in behind Deviant. Deviant then under the pressure, immense pressure. Bob handing it to him. He's winding up the screw, and Deviant trying to give him no space whatsoever to sneak and move. And Bob is on the normal dry tyre now. What's Deviant on? I haven't been paying attention. That's not Deviant. Well, what are we doing? Yeah, they're both on dry tyres, but Bob's through because I missed it. Buggery neck. I thought Bob was off then. Sorry, ladies and gents, messing about, being lazy. So Bob is through, and they're both on the dry tyre. So Bob now chasing down the former leader of this race, Cull, with Thunder very much wanting to retake the lead. Chunky then, he's on the intermediate tyres. He's got half a tank of fuel. The track is dry. It's mostly dry, it has to be said, but Boosted is up. He's got himself past Duffman, and Boosted is absolutely laying it down now. And Duffman in third, with Oliver in fourth. And, these guys all on the intermediate tyre. Thunder, the top racing medium, the dry set tyre, and it's a fight with it over the curbs. You want to stay off those curbs, my friend. You do not want to dance that dance on the red and white stripes, because they're going to still be damp for a short while. Cool then. He's got a bit of air, and Deviant's got that position back from Bob. We'll stick around. Oh, Bob giving Deviant a little tap up the butt, and it's Deviant that gets the penalty. How bizarre. Maybe he went a little wide, I'm not sure. But Deviant picking it looked to me like Bob giving him a tap. But it's Deviant that's picked up a penalty here. And Bob then, if he so wishes to, can just sit behind him, but he won't be, because he can see the Alfa Romeo now starting to pick up its stride and get moving. 7-8 seconds behind Thunder. And these really, they could be the leaders of this race, with Chunky into the pits, Boosted into the pits. Duffman stays out. Interesting. He's happy with the pace of the Nissan, obviously. No, Boosted wasn't into the pits. He was taking the wet stuff over at the side there. So Duffman and Boosted opting to stay out on those intermediate tyres. It's clearly dry. Thunder, he's done a, what's he doing? He's coming up to do his first real flying lap on these dry tyres. A 50.7. Boosted last time around, 49.8. It's close. Duffman a 52. So Duffman some 2 seconds off. Chunky's back out. Is he? Chunky is back out of the pits, but he's come out in 4th. That is not bad. That is fantastic stuff. Just losing the position to Thunder, and he's not far behind Thunder. And we've seen that Genesis is more than a match for the Lambo in dry weather. So Thunder under trouble, in trouble. He's in a fight with the Chunkster. Cole is trying to play catch up. He's down to 6 seconds to Thunder now. So he is closing in. He's 50.7 on those dry tyres. Bob is a 51. So it's still pretty much similar times between the inters and the medium tyres. It has not swung way of the dries just yet. And Boosted taking full advantage of this, staying out for longer. Duffman in 2nd, Thunder in 3rd, Chunky in 4th. He's trying to adjust now, find where the grip is. It's going to take a lap or two before he can be really confident in the corners, whereas Bob, he's been out there on those mediums. He knows where the grip is. He's doing 51s though. Again, the Lambo not looking so hot in the changeable conditions, although Thunder absolutely driving it like he owns it. And Chunky Ribena holding on to 4th with Cole closing in 5th. And then we have Bob in 6th in the 2nd Lambo. Oliver's off the road. He's got a 3-second penalty. It has all gone wrong for the Porsche driver. OMG. Bob in 6th, Deviant now up into 7th on the dry tyres, with Autosport still on those inters, still rocking a set of inters in his Lexus. In 8th place, now Oliver gets going, and a 3-second penalty to boot. And Oliver must have pitted and put some dry tyres on. And Adnap with those dry tyres on for a while now, getting into the swing of things. Nearly. We nearly perfectly timed that, Adnap. I nearly said get into the swing of things and as your back end swung around. But you saved it. Great save, my friend. Garuda in 11th. My word, the race was absolutely fire for him at one point, but the arse end fell out of it, and now he is initially really doing a test session to see if he can turn his on misfortune around. And JTR there in the Lexus, he's 7 seconds behind Garuda, shall I say, and 15 seconds ahead of Spinia Burrito. Boosted leads. He hasn't pitted for dry tyres yet though, and it is virtually dry out there. He's having to drive on the curbs just to get some wetness. And Duffman, he's made it to the end of his fuel tank, so without pitting, that is not bad. He's 18 seconds ahead of Thunder, but with the time he's got to put on fuel, Thunder pulled away from Chunky, and Cull has caught up with the Chunkster. Chunky in trouble in the damp conditions in the Genesis, and the Alpha back up to its buffness. And Bob there in the other Lambo going well, going strong. Deviant in the spaceship, can't decide which direction to go, but it picks one in the end, and it was the correct one. And he's 15 seconds behind Bob, and some 5 seconds ahead of Autosport. Now, can Autosport close in? Autosport still on the intermediate tyres, with Adnap chasing him down on the dry tyres. Oliver has now got the dry tyres on, and he's giving Adnap a fight. He's paid his penalties. He's got rid of all of his shackles. Now he can fight with the Nissan, and it looks like that's what he is aiming to do as he closes up to the back of the Silvia. Garuda, he's in the middle of nowhere really, no fight to be had. JTR, recently pitted, put mediums on, filled up. He'll be going for a while now. We are 40 minutes virtually into this 90-minute race, nearly halfway. Spin Your Burrito getting out of the way of Boosted. And Boosted then moving on 8 seconds ahead of Duffman, but Duffman is going to need to pit in a lap or two, whereas Boosted seems to have the fuel at the moment. Thunder is he's gonna, I don't know if he's going to be the leader of the race, because Boosted's now 23 seconds ahead, but I think their pit stops do take at least, I think it takes about 20 odd seconds. So it's tight. It's tight for Thunder and Boosted with their pit stops. Duffman in then for fuel and dry tyres, we would assume. And Cole going to move back up into podium positions. Oh, he's got himself past the Chunks, hasn't he? Chunky was ahead of him. Oh, we missed that. I apologise. 49.4 versus a 50.9. It's strange. And Bob again, the Lambo back on form, and Chunky struggling through this phase of the race. I don't know whether or not it's getting heat into the tyres or just trying to find the grip in that Genesis, but he seems to be a little swamped by the Lambo right now, and the Lambo giving him a what for. Duffman then out of the pit, 6th place. It's going well. Be careful of the accelerator in this point. And he's through the wetness. And back on the track, but he goes wide, giving Deviant the opportunity to move up and into 6th place. Poor Duffman. That is not what he was wanting, but his tyres are fresher than Deviant, and he could put up a fight here with the Citroen driver. Chunky Ribena then has been taken by the Bob, and it is a struggle for the Genesis right now. He is going through a phase of the race where the car is not giving him what he wants. He's asking for certain things, and the car is saying no. No show Joe. So Bob then gets up and into 4th place. He's chasing down Cole, who was a former leader of this race, but Boosted is doing that job now, rinsing a set of intermediates. He's getting his money's worth, with Thunder then 20 seconds behind. Boosted, it's going to be tight between himself and Thunder for show. But Thunder doing an amazing job there in 2nd place, with Cole chasing him down some 5.4 seconds adrift, and Bob 1.7 seconds behind Cole. I tell you what, Bob is the man at the moment who is moving and shaking. He is definitely closing in at 48.0 from the Alpha driver, and Bob at 47. Bob is on, well, he's only a 10th faster. Come on, let's not get too excited. And Chunky then in the periphery. Deviant getting that moved on Duffman, as Duffman getting back up to speed with those medium tyres. He's got 7 seconds on Adnap, who's in 8th at the moment, but it does look, oh my gosh, Autosport really is rinsing his mediums, his inters, sorry. Him and Boosted still out there on a wet tyre, an intermediate tyre. Oliver then 11 seconds behind Autosport with a 49.8, and Autosport doing 56.0. Man, it's time Autosport. Gruder in 11th, making the best of it. He's 3 seconds behind Oliver after his spin. So Gruder aiming for that 10th place at the moment, and possibly 9th place with Autosport having to make that pit stop. Spin Your Burrito. Ooh, it looks like he has recently pitted, but the fuel has run out. So I don't know if his crew forgot to top up that Ferrari. And JTR has made his pit stop and is plumb last at the moment, and now he's second to last. Boosted then, driving like an absolute legend, but he's losing time on Thunder. He certainly is. Thunder at 47.9 last time out. Boosted at 51.4. He is throwing this all away. Cool at 47.7, and Bob at 46.8. Bob is absolutely annihilating it. Chunky can't live with it with a 48.8. And yeah, he's boosted, losing so much time at the moment out there on those intermediates. One wonders if it's worth it. And MJ saying, someone tell Boosted to pit. Well, he's losing time. He's losing 4 seconds a lap or so. So, yeah, I know he wants to use those mediums up, but he's losing a hella time on the chasing pack, which is going to put him out of the pits behind those guys. But maybe that's part of the tactical brains that Boosted has. He thinks, come out behind him, get the toe, bish bash bosh, my tyres are fresher, and that is how it is done. Cool being caught by Bob, because Bob is on fire. 46.8 last time out versus Cool's 47.7, nearly a second difference between speeds as Bob closes in on the Alfa Romeo. And I think that Lamborghini forgot that it got decimated at the last update. Chunky Ribena in 5th. What happened to the Genesis? It was on fire at the beginning of this race. It was really giving them something to think about. Boosted into the bits. Boosted making his stop, and that promotes the GT2 driver Thunder back into the lead. 47.6 then from Thunder. Cool. 47.2, he is on it now, and Bob with a 46.9. Chunky 48.7 now. Chunky might be fuel reserving. He might be fuel saving, you know. He does have a hefty amount of fuel on board to the guys ahead of him. Do you know what? I think Chunky is driving to a Delta, ladies and gents. I don't think it's the Genesis. I think Chunky just got real smart. He's a junkie for Ribena, and he has a junkie penis. That's the origins of his name. Get Boosted is pitted, and he's gone soft, ladies and gentlemen. He has put the soft tyre on, and he's taken the gloves off, is what it's called. He is going for it. We are 47 minutes into this race, and this is usually the halfway mark. And I think, oh, is there anyone close to each other? I know I like to plonk you into someone who's, maybe we'll go in Bob and Cool, because they're doing it, ladies and gents. So Bob and Cool, the Alpha driver, Alpha Cool, is they're going man on man. They're going mano mano. Hello. And it's a fight. It's an absolute fight. Now, Bob should get the toe. We've seen that Bob's times have been nearly a second faster than the Alfa Romeo. And down here with the toe, you would think he would get something out of this. The blue flags are out. So that'll be Espinor Burrito, who's got an awesome name. I'm enjoying it. I hope it is. I hope I'm saying it right, because it's fantastic. And that's it. Bob is through. There is more on the way. I did wonder if we were going to be, if that was the end of the rain. But MJ says, looking at the radar, he's back out of spectate and check the full radar. More on the way. Check the full radar. Oh, come on, man. It's the middle of the race and they're really close to each other. I can't. And, Cool is right on the action now, with Bob having to fend him off. And they're slowing each other down, which is great for Chunky. You see him in the background there. And there is more rain to come. And plus I think it messes up. Does it not mess up the replay as well? I won't be able to save the replay if I come out of spectate mode. Come on, MJ. I have a system here. And Bob then, he's done the move, and Cole barely can keep up with him. And what we're going to do, we're going to take that this time just to have our moment of reflection and wonderment. We're going to sit on board with the Alpha driver, as I guess he's going to watch Bob pull away, because he doesn't seem to have the pace of the Lambo at this stage of the race. Chunky Ribena 5 seconds behind, and Boosted. We will have a quick look at where Boosted is next to Chunky, because he's got some absolute banging tyres on. 1.9 seconds behind the Chunk. Maybe we should sit in Boosted's car. He's flying at the moment. Ooh, he's just taken the fastest lap. All right then, that convinced me. You'll get to see what he's streaming. So here we go then, Boosted on a set of soft tyres, and that's not the first time he's done that one to Chunky. Chunky will be getting used to that now. I think last around Interlagos we saw something of a similar. And right, yes. So we might as well go to Cull, won't we? Because we've got a car to look at.
Oh man, you should have seen the fish that just came with my chippy dinner. It was as long as my tray faced with tears of joy.
And Vodka Rob in the chat boasting about the size of his fish. Oh man, you should have seen the fish that just came with my chippy dinner. It was as long as my tray. Hey, that's like the opposite of fisherman's tales, isn't it? You should have seen the fish I caught. You should have seen the fish that came. So yeah, on board with Cull. We'll have a minute or so. Just a nice. It's a tradition in these long, winding races that you can have a break from. Oh my God, who's racing up ahead? Has Bob caught Thunder up, or is that a back marker? Oh, these guys won't let me have a bloody moment, will they? It's not Bob and Thunder, is it? Thunder's miles away. Oh, Thunder's putting a lap on someone, but he's just got a penalty. So someone, JCR, has got that lap back, but Bob is closing in. A Lambo 1-2 in celebration of the Lamborghini being nerfed by Polly Baloney. We're driving here with a Lambo 1-2 at the moment. And Vodka saying he couldn't even finish it, and that's saying something. So Bob then, we're going to do Bob. We're going to do Bob, because he's looking like he's going to catch Thunder up. And this is a change for the lead. I will return, don't you worry. I shall return. What about this one? Oh, no, not that one. Oh, no, I know. It's on the handset. You get that fancy one. That one. Is that any good? Yeah, why not? Okay, I'll be back.
Rain is 15 miles out.
And the rain started. Can't even eat a Ferrero Rocher in peace, can you? My gosh. Hello, people. That was a shortened one, wasn't it? Well, the rain started, that's why. We were warned. MJ said it was only 50 miles out. It was on its way, and here it is. We're not even at the hour mark, and we're getting our second shower of the day. And Bob is closing in on Thunder, who's leading. We've got a Lambo 1-2 on the anniversary of the update of 155, destroying the Lamborghini's chances of ever winning a race ever again. And it looks like they're going in. They're going in. No messing here. They're all reaming in. They're all coming in. There's no brave hearts out there. Oh no! Thunder's missed the pit lane. Oh, he's struggling. He's got to wait for Boosted. He's stuck. He's stuck on the wall. He's going to be frustrated as hell. Poor Thunder. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he has done a Coulthard. And look it up. Coulthard enter pits. It was the most, yeah. So, you think he's a commentator, but he used to jokingly drive a race car. So, Thunder, oh my geez, that wasn't what he was looking for in the pit entry, especially with so many around. Deviant also coming in. This one is, it's heavy, ladies and gents. They're not playing, and it's unfortunate for the Adnaps and Duffmans of the world that they are on the other side of the track when the rain has begun, and they have to creep to that pits because it's heavy rain, ladies and gentlemen. Heavy, absolute rain. And I don't think anyone's going to be thanking MJ. Oh, look at Garuda. He got in early, didn't he? Garuda got in early. He's already up to 10th. This could change his fortune, especially with Thunder having such a nightmare in the pits. What's it rinsed out like? Bob out. Bob out on the wets, full wets, no messing. This one's a heavy one. Booster's gone inters. He doesn't like wets. Cole's gone full wets. And Boosted could be in trouble here. Thunder with that 3-second penalty. It's not all terrible. He's still out ahead of the Chunky, who's gone inters as well. Interesting. But Thunder has a heavy penalty. But he's going to be safe from Deviant. Oh, Chunky's got one as well. Unbelievable. So that's handy for Thunder. Maybe losing out on a podium here. So what's the Alpha doing against the Inters? And Bob's running away now, ladies and gentlemen. Has Boosted picked the right tyre? And Cole is now up and into a podium position, giving Boosted a lot to think about. Thunder in that 4th place with Chunky Ribena, a huge threat, but the Genesis has gone on Inters as well. And we've seen the Lambo on the full wet combo is pretty handy. Deviant in 6th. He's pretty safe. He's 26 seconds behind Chunky. 25 seconds ahead of the little blue Porsche. Still going and in 7th place. Possibly 2nd in category. I don't know what category Deviant's in. He's got a pink banner, so I'm guessing he's GT1. I can't see stickers indicating if he's GT1 or GT2, but if he's GT1, that means Oliver 2nd in class. Adnap is in 8th place. He's on full wets and he's catching Oliver up. Oliver's on inters. Interesting stuff. How's Boosted getting on? Boosted's pulled away a little bit from the Alpha flashing in frustration. I don't know if we've missed some racing there, but it looks like Cole was giving someone a flash. Don't know if it's the back marker just ahead of him, but Boosted hanging on in there with Cole having a good look. And again, the back marker just trying to stay out of the way best he can. Boosted gets around JTR, and then we have, he doesn't, Boosted hasn't quite done the job yet. And the Lexus being a little bit of a pain. Get out of the way! No, the Lexus just does not want to move out of this fight. And then Boosted does get clear, and Cool now has got to find his way past the Lexus of JTR as Boosted squirreling out the corner as he tries to get that accelerator down on the track, and it's not working. Thunder, he's paid his penalty, as has the Chunk, and they're 10 seconds behind that battle, but they're on a back marker as well of Autosport, I believe. Chunky Ribena in 5th, Deviant in 6th, Oliver in 7th, Adnap in 8th, closing in. closing in. Oh, look at the Nissan sliding around the corner. Absolute deliciousness. And Oliver then, the GT2 driver, I think he's second. What colour lights is Deviant? Yeah, he's got white lights. So, yeah, second place. And that, former champion of the Friday evening series. And he's had a tough season this season in a underperforming Nissan. And he's battling with Oliver at the moment for position. Oliver on the inters with Adnap sliding again on those wets. Absolute drift kings, these two. Oh, look, he's showing off. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it now. Take it seriously. You're making a mockery of it. So Oliver, he's staying ahead though, Adnap. Showboating, some would say. Duffman in ninth. Now, Duffman was doing so well. It fell apart somewhere.
Sylvia was a drift car in fairness.
And MJ saying that the Sylvia was a drift car in fairness. Oh, I've missed other talk. And Vodka saying I crashed on pit entry at Spa once and had to stop out because it bounced me across the track. Oh, that's a painful one. At least Thunder got into the pits. So Duffman, yeah, I don't know what happened to thee. He was having an absolute banger of a race. The rain's ruined it for it, as has Garuda's race been ruined by the blight of the weather. JTR slamming the Lexus's rear end around. He can't get that power down. He's on the wet tyres. Autosport is being lapped by Thunder at the moment, and Spin Your Burrito. Oh, is there something happening here? No. And Spin Your Burrito, like I said, out there on a test session, it seems. Bob leads in the Lambo, boosted in second in the Ferrari, and the Alfa Romeo A-Cool is in third. Thunder, some 10 seconds behind that battle now. He's struggling to get past the back. Well, it's not back market, it's just the way the cookies crumbled for him in this race. And Thunder, that'll be painful for Autosport. That's going to be painful as he's in a championship battle with Thunder, and Thunder going past him to put a lap on him is hurtful. It's just plain hurtful. Thunder, you stay behind him. Don't be mean. Don't rub that salt in. No one needs that. Chunky Ride Bina, he's closing in though. Thunder can't hang around too long behind, and the rain is really down now. I mean, it certainly is wet tyre, isn't it? It's definitely wet tyres. Boosted still living with those inters and pulling away from the Alpha. The Alpha is atrocious in the wet, it seems. He is struggling with these conditions. Bob isn't. Bob is in another dimension. Thunder then, he has finally made the move on Autosport. And yeah, that's going to be a tough one for Autosport to swallow. Seeing the Lambo, recently nerfed by the update, still running strong. Chunky then in fifth. The Genesis does not like it wet, and he's struggling to get that front end turned in there. You can see grip is his issue, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe don't go to his YouTube channel. You might be hearing some foul language. You're probably seeing a man in the low, just slowly falling apart, unraveling in front of your very eyes as he tries to circumnavigate Fuji in the soggy stuff. So Chunky Ribena then down into fifth, looked like a sure in for a podium, but the race has not gone his way, and those blighted Lambos are still fast. Deviant, he was 25 seconds behind, was he not? So he's closing in. No, surely not. Surely not. He's not doing. Yes, Chunky's in the 2-minuters, and Deviant is 2 seconds a lap faster than Chunky Ribena at the moment. So interesting stuff. And Adnap 37 seconds behind in seventh. I tell you what, it come good for Adnap in the end. His drifting has paid off. Vodka Rob saying, I haven't tried the Lambo since its update. It's loads heavier or something, ain't it? Yeah, I've heard 44 kilograms, did MJ say? Very much heavier. So there we go. Adnap, Oliver. Recently being overtaken by Adnap. We missed that one. I apologise. Duffman, he's done a 2-minute dead last time out. Oliver doing a 2:02. So Duffman is somewhat faster than Oliver at the moment in the rain. Oliver's on those intermediate tyres, and the weather is just over the line into wet territory. So Duffman, he on paper is on the correct tyre, and Oliver could be on the incorrect tyre, but that's happened up the other end with Boosted, and Boosted driving around the issue. It's not a problem for him. 2:03 for Oliver. It's getting slower as Duffman does a 2-minute 0.1. So 3 seconds faster. Oliver is struggling out there. He needs some wet tyres. Bob, there's 11 seconds now on Boosted. Boosted just can't get the pace down, but nor can the Alpha driver. On the wet tyres, he's doing regular 58s. Boosted's doing 56, 57s on the inters. There isn't much weight difference between the cars on fuel, so Boosted is just absolutely smashing it. Thunder in 4th place, trying to get back what he had before. The pit lane entry was his nemesis today. And Chunky Ribena, some 11 seconds, and he's losing time. Hand over fist to Deviant. And I don't know how long this weather spat is for, but there's some people really hurting out there in it. And Adnap 7th, he's a little bit too far off the lead now, with only 25 minutes to go, 24 minutes to go of this race. And Oliver clinging on to the back of Adnap, trying to stay out Duffman's way, who's on the move. Duffman is shaking it up. Number 4 on the road in his Nissan is starting to shake the foundations, and young Oliver is starting to feel the pressure on the wrong tyres at the wrong time, and Duffman is looking at that 8th place and 2nd in category, remember. Garuda quite far down for himself. He's had a nightmare in the Honda, and it doesn't look like the Honda wants to play when it's wet. JTR in the Lexus. The Lexus has looked like a handful all the way through. You can see it shifting from one place to another. And JTR has just kept his head down and tried to just manhandle that car around the soggy streets. What is this? Oh, my word. Cull had a huge spin, it seems. But he's all right. He's not too bad, did he? Where's Chunky? Was Chunky involved as well or something? No, Chunky was already behind Thunder. So, yeah, the Alfa Romeo having an absolute disaster in one of the corners, pushing to try and stay with Boosted, and now Boosted with a 13-second lead on the Alfa driver, and the wet stuff not doing the Alfa driver any good whatsoever. So let's have a quick look. So coming up through the final section, all over those curbs like they aren't a thing. But that's not, whoa, it's just trying to get the accelerator and a little snap. Little snap there, right in the mid-corner. And it was hardly anything, was it, ladies and gentlemen? Not too concerning, really. It's for him, because he was wanting to... yeah, JTR getting the blue flag warning, making it a struggle for these cars to get by. He's racing his race. I don't know who he's racing. Who is he racing? JTR? He's racing Autosport. He's got 9 seconds on him, though. Autosport, the two Lexuses looking like they're not enjoying Fuji wet. And either or both of those things. Bob, 12 seconds on Boosted now. Boosted looks like, I think the fuel's good for the rest of the race. I don't know. We've got 21 minutes left of the race to go. And the Alfa driver, Akul, having a big spin out there. And now Thunder is there. Thunder is on site. But it does seem like Cool has the pace when he's not spinning it. He's doing 58s with Thunder 57s. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a race on our hands here. And Thunder, although leading the GT2 category, he wants a podium. For real. And I suppose he's got to get used to these podiums as he's going to be moving up to the GT1 category next season. 2 up, 2 down, it is said. Chunky then, 16 seconds adrift of Thunder. And he just can't get that pace down. What's Deviant's pace? Still doing 59s. Chunky unable to break the 2-minute mark in his Genesis. The Genesis seems really shocking in the wet. And Deviant's spaceship absolutely flying at the moment. Adnap, it's the best of a bad situation for Adnap. I think he about qualified in 7th. Dropped down at the beginning of the race, and now he's just having fun with it. He's having fun with it. I thought he was going to spin, but he's not. He's just drifting it. And Oliver has been caught by Duffman. We said it cometh. It was there. The writing was on the wall. And the Duffman then is there in the zone of Oliver, who's on the intermediate tyres. The track's still a little too wet for that. And Duffman managing to get better lap times out the Nissan than Oliver can on his Inters. And Duffman then, it's just a matter of time. It's rather wet there, and is that Oliver trying to break the toe or go in the pits? It's breaking the toe. And Duffman saying, I'm not playing your silly games. So, or he is now. And look, the toe is strong as they come down towards the braking area. Duffman having a look up the inside. And a beautiful move there by the Nissan driver. But Oliver's coming back at him on the exit of the corner. And the Porsche sprightly on the accelerator. But Duffman seems to have it off, covered at the moment. And that's Oliver moving down a position to 8th place. Unfortunate for him. But ninth, sorry. But it's the Porsche does look like a rather handful out there, and he has gone intermediates on a wet track. But he's coming back at Duffman. There's a little love nudge there, and Duffman, not deterred by it at all, keeps his head, stays there in 8th, and Oliver then just has to have a little whiff of that exhaust pipe and a bit of spray. Garuda in 10th. He's being... No, not the Bob. Who's he being lapped by? Oh, the Alpha driver. Cool. And Garuda again, way off the track. Doesn't want any of that stuff. And Thunder is closing in. 58.3 last time out. Cool. 58.3. They're matching. They're matching, ladies and gents, like a lovely 80s designer shell suit. They look cracking. So, Cool picking up that pace and matching Thunder because he knows the threat is real. Chunky Ribena, he did slip into the 59s at one point, but it does look like that Genesis is just more than a handful in this weather. Deviant down to 8 seconds. We started at about 15, and he's slowly been chipping away at the chunks, little by little, lap by lap. 17 minutes on the clock. Adnap, he's being pressured as well by Duffman. I don't know if Adnap's had a bit of a spin, though. No, it doesn't look like it. It's just Duffman has absolutely rolled his sleeves up, and he has cracked on. And let's see how fancy Adnap's driving is now with the pressure of the Nissan behind him. It's Nissan versus Nissan, ladies and gentlemen. Old versus new. I believe they're both on the wet tyre. And the Norwegian absolutely slinging his Silvia around as the GTR closes in. And Adnap then. 159.9 last time around. No, he's still giving it big balls coming out the corner. He can't help himself. And Duffman, he's going to easily close up to Adnap, whilst Adnap having his own little bit of fun on a wet track. I suppose they don't get wet tracks very often. He's making the most of it. Is he in danger of going down to GT2 next season? Just because he's got a really rough car? That is a shame. I don't think he will. So Adnap giving it some big welly everywhere he can. And Duffman just closing in. waiting for a opportunity like that one. Not quite yet, and not quite yet again. So Duffman sat on the hiney of Adnap, and we are having a Nissan v Nissan, old versus new. And Duffman, he was riding high earlier before the rain came, so he seems to be a little out of position at the moment. And he's got the toe now on the old Nissan. Oh, what have I just pressed? What a dork. Sorry, everyone. And Duffman not quite making the move yet. Adnap staying there, making his Nissan as large as possible, but it's saying Duffman's through now, but under braking, Adnap just slyly gets it back as they trade a little bit of paint. And Adnap then still clinging on to that 7th spot, but Duffman has an intention. He has an intention, ladies and gents, to take that away from Adnap. Adnap driving absolutely cracking. He's 48 seconds behind Deviant. There's 14 minutes on the clock, and I mean, the rain is easing. Well, it's not easing off. What am I saying? It's not changed. So this could be wet all the way up to the flag. I don't think we're going to see a shuffle of pit stops. And but we're getting a beautiful fight here, and Duffman having another look. Having another look at Adnap, but it's not there, and Adnap swinging his Nissan around like he's at a swinger party. And Duffman, it's frustrating for him. He knows he's faster than the little Nissan, but he just can't find a way past. And Adnap at the moment is playing games with Duffman. I think he's playing with him. He's playing him. And Duffman, he'll get frustrated and just shove it in there. And that is not the way you do it, gentlemen. Ooh, again. Adnap holding ground. As Duffman having another think about it. Is there battling here, Oliver? No, he's just putting a lap. Oh, he's getting lapped by Bob. 17 seconds ahead of Boosted, who's 18 seconds ahead of Cool. That Alfa Romeo really not liking the wet. Thunder, 2.3 seconds. 57.6 last time from Thunder. Cool, 58.4. So Thunder really, he's got that can-do attitude, and he really wants that podium, ladies and gents. And Cool, though, trying to do all he can to stay on the rostrum. Chunky Ribena, 20 seconds behind that battle, 6.2 seconds ahead of Deviant, 12 minutes on the clock, 2 seconds a lap, and can he catch the Chunks? Meanwhile, Duffman is through on Adnap. I apologise. We had to go and look around the field at some point. So Duffman getting the move done on Adnap with Oliver only 4 seconds behind. A lovely little battle here between 7th, 8th and 9th. And Duffman up and into 7th, and about that is as far as it's going to go for him, with 50 seconds behind. Shall we go on board with Adnap for a little bit as he chases the Nissan? And he's got Bob, so he's got blue flags as well, because he's got Bob right up his jack seat, up his rear derriere. And now this one, he should be letting Bob go through. No, he doesn't. Ooh, he doesn't want to get too racy. I'd let Bob through. I'd get too worried. And again, the back end all over the shop for the Nissan. And again, Bob still not coming through. He's lifted now, and now he's let Bob through.
I will be able to lie down in bed. That full frowning face with open mouth.
And Bob going wide. It's a fight for him out there in this wet weather. And again, the back end, Adnap having a fun with the back end. And Vodka, I'm saying I'm in a food coma. I don't think I will be able to lie down in bed. I'm that full. Gonna have to go for a walk, my friend. I know that means you have to go outside into that real horrible place called planet Earth, but I'm afraid that is the best. Or just walk around the room. But yeah, you've got to get up and work that bad boy through. So Adnap then, no, can't live with Duffman. And Duffman then up in oh, I'm getting bad with my buttons, up to 7th. And he's going to get lapped by the Bob. 10 minutes left on the clock. Bob 16 seconds ahead of Boosted, who stuck with those intermediates. I thought it was a rough call. I thought the Alpha was going to chew him up. But no, he managed to keep it there. Great stuff from Boosted. with Cole slipping back towards Thunder. Only 1.5 seconds between the drivers now. And, yeah.
Upstairs and back down a few times instead rolling on the floor laughing.
I do that anyway because I keep forgetting things. Vodka Rob saying it's too cold outside, he'll go up and down the stairs a few times. But I do that anyway because I've left that up there and then I've got to go back up. And then I get back down and think, oh, what I originally went up there for, I forgot. So, yeah. So, cool. He's pulled another second out on Thunder now. This is the big fight to the flag with 10 minutes to go. And we've got the Alpha driver, former leader of this race. He was flying at the beginning in dry conditions. The Alpha looked unstoppable. But since the rain has come, it's been a little temperamental. Boosted, starting from the back. He had a big spin when he tried to stay on those dry tyres. But then he made a move and stayed on the inters. And I thought he was losing too much time then. But it's come good for him in the end. Not enough to beat Sir Bob of Bobalot. But enough to beat the rest of the field. Cool. He's trying to protect that third place because Thunder, also a former leader of this race at some point. It's like the Tory party, this race. And Chunky Ribena in 5th. Deviant in 6th with Duffman in 7th. Duffman's got to make a pit stop. He's not getting to the end of this race on that fuel, sir. OMG, there has been tactical errors made. Strategical slip-ups. So Duffman's going to have to make a pit stop before the end of the race, which is handy because it's drying up. It's drying up, so it might be okay. But yeah, Adnap and Oliver both with amazing amounts of fuel on board, and Duffman needing fuel to get to the end of the race. And I mean, he can take the wet tyres off, but it's inters, isn't it? It's inters / maybe dries if you really, really are brave. So let's have a look then. With the changeable weather coming near the end of the race, I would assume everyone would stay on what they're on. It's going to work for Boosted though. The track's coming to Boosted's car, so I imagine he is going to start trying to close up. But with a 13-second lead, I think Bob will have the lead covered. But Boosted will give it a good goddamn try. Cole, meanwhile, is starting to pull away from Thunder. And we see the Alpha is so much better in the drier weather. And now with a dry line starting to appear, it looks like Cole is now managing the Alpha better. And Thunder might just be looking at 4th place here. The best of the rest. Chunky Ribena. He was in trouble, wasn't he, from Deviant, but now it's drying up. The inters have come back to him, and he's gone early into the 52s. He's caught up the Burrito. And Deviant's doing good times, but he's not closing in as... Oh, no, he's 2 seconds slower that last time around on Chunky Ribena. So the race came back to Chunky. I was worried about him. I was nervous for his position, but no. The weather has come back to Chunky. He's on the right tyre at this point. Adnap, he's on the wet tyre. And Duffman has made that pit stop. He's put the inters on, but it has put him behind Oliver some way. Oh, what a poor one for the Duffman. No one deserves that. Not in any shape or form. And Vodka Rob saying Bob is flying again. Man alive, he's unstoppable, ladies and gents. He's championship leader, and again bagging a huge amount of points in his Lambo. Boosted in second. Deviant's making a pit stop. He feels he's losing too much time. He's got the space. I guess he's got the space. But yeah, he's not gaining on the chunk anymore, and he has come in. It's not for fuel. Fuel would get him there. So, yeah, he's risking a lot. I know Adnap is some way behind, but it's still risky. It's risky when you've got everything, 5 minutes from the end of the race and everything's working. So, Deviant going in. He's gone for racing softs, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and picked up a 3-second penalty. You don't want to do that. And now then on the start straight. But I think Deviant, unless he struggles with this wet weather, Chunky Adnan might be able to get another position here if he plays his cards right. Bob absolutely on fire, 151.9 last time around. Boosted is closing in. Boosted is faster, but we are running rapidly out of time for Boosted to be able to do anything from Bob. And Bob with the Lambo doing a job and a half. Bob on the job, ladies and gentlemen, if you just do so wish, but I think the ladies know what I'm talking about. Alfa Romeo, Akul is third, a podium sitter. This race looked like it was a shoo-in for him, but the way the weather has gone, it's not. And Thunder has kept a close eye on him all the way. These are on the wet tyre though. Chunky on the inters, but he's just not. 51.1 last time around for the Chunkster. Thunder's had an off, that doesn't help, and he was doing 53s anyway. Cool's doing 53s. There's just not enough time though for the Chunky. I don't think he can close that time up, even though he's two or 3 seconds quicker a lap. I don't think, no, it's only 2 seconds. He's not gonna be able to gain that much time. He's gonna have to hope that these guys have absolute tragic accidents and fall off the edge of the road if Chunky wants to make any ground up. Bob, at the meantime, he is on those wet tyres. He is losing time to get Boosted. It's down to 8 seconds now. Boosted is on a mission, but he's come across a battling pair of midfielders, but he has cleared them. Beautiful stuff. Cole in third on the wets, losing time, as is Thunder. Chunky is 10 seconds now. Can Chunky do the impossible? Thunder's front left tyre absolutely looking woeful, and the tyres on Cole are looking okay. Chunky Ribena could be a threat, but there's only 3 minutes. What do I keep saying? He's a threat. There's only 3 minutes. So Deviant hasn't made any mistakes. It's all good. He's managed to keep the tyres alive and around on a damp track, and now he might be trying to get a fastest lap out of this, possibly. Adnap under threat from Oliver. Oliver absolutely firing as Duffman burnt past those pair, but then had to make a pit stop and absolutely destroyed his race. And Oliver really fancies it on the intermediates, and he's gone for a move and he's made it stick, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely cracking from the young Oliver there. The young Porsche driver makes a move on the ailing Nissan, who's on the wrong tyre, it would seem. And Duffman, he's on the inters, but too far behind to make a difference. JTR in 10th, and Autosport not happy. Well, he never is if he's not on the podium, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not happy. Gruder in 11th, and Autosport with a message personally for me saying that this sucks. Oh, yeah, but you don't get many wet ones, and some people do like the wets. You've got to take the rough with the smooth, and it's not been terrible, although you're a lap ahead of Spiniar Barrito. But Autosport not enjoying a wet Fuji, it would seem. Bob is. Bob's having a great old time. Bob's loving it. But he's only 7 seconds ahead of Boosted, but this is virtually the last lap. Bob might be able to get across the line before it runs out, but I doubt it. So this is the final lap of the race. Boosted 6.8 seconds. He needs Bob to make a mistake. Now, Bob's tyres are pretty woeful, but he's not going to risk anything with a 7-second lead. Look at this dropping. Absolutely dropping. Cole, at the moment, 4.7 seconds. Thunder's picked up a penalty, and Chunky has halved his deficit. It was 10 seconds. It's down to 5 seconds. He's closing in. He's closing in with another lap to go, and I tell thee, Thunder could be in trouble. I thought he was safe, but the way Chunky is driving like a cat out of hell, he is banging. So Thunder could be in trouble. Deviant He's wanting those fastest laps. He's looking for purple sectors at the moment. And Oliver just making that beautiful move on Adnap and leaving Adnap in the dust. Duffman too far behind to make a difference. In ninth, JTR has absolutely destroyed his wet tyres, but he's got 5 seconds on Garuda. He could be in trouble. Garuda flying, oh no, Garuda's lap time's not great as well. The wet tyre has absolutely fallen off of the side of the world, and all of those on wets are struggling. So here we go then, 6 seconds left, and Bob's coming up towards the line, and it is another win for the Bob. Oh, hail Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, what a drive from Bob, and it's against all odds. And boosted from the back up to second. Great drive. Cool. Had it in his grasp, ladies and gentlemen. It was there. And Oliver crosses the line in 7th spot, with Adnap finishing in 8th. And I should have flipped it over. There's someone just in front of him as well, but we'll watch the Alfa Romeo that was the favourite here. Everyone thought the Alfa was proper primed and ready by the BOP, the balance of power, to take full domination, but it's the Lambo that still comes away with a win. That is a podium for Akul. Take a boo, my son. Chunky did catch oh, what a shame. Chunky caught and passed Thunder. Thunder's tyres woeful there, and he's crawling to the end. He has given up, ladies and gentlemen. Still a win, though, for the GT2 category. So Thunder crossing the line with a crawl. And Deviant then, coming home in 6th spot, was a contender in those early laps. The rain kind of squashed his efforts somewhere along the line. But he brings it home in 6th, which is still a good drive for most. So Deviant finishing in 6th spot. Fantastic drive, my friend. And he's giving it the little wiggle to the line. I thought he wasn't going for fastest lap then. 7th for Oliver. Adnap in 8th. Duffman finishing in 9th. Wowzers. Now there's going to be a lot of cranky and tired boys out there. So all you girlfriends and wives, take extra care. They've had a tough one. It's been a tough battle. Bob takes the win, boosted in 2nd. Cull coming home in 3rd. Chunky Ribena finishing in 4th, with Thunder winning the GT2 category in 5th. Deviant in 6th. Oliver getting 2nd in the GT2 category and finishing 7th. Adnap coming home in 8th, with Duffman. Another podium for Duffman then, it seems, in the GT2 category, finishing in 9th. JTR in 10th. Garuda in 11th. Autosport 12th. And Spinia Burrito in 13th. Now, all quickly, before anyone gets all upset and closes the room, grab that replay. So, wow. Wowzers, what a race. That was fun stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and it was really good. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And the chat is Bob is flying again. Vodka Rob saying congrats to Bob. And Vodka Rob saying great entertainment as ever. And comms, cheers, mate. My pleasure. It's a shame we couldn't bring MJ with you. We'll work that out. We'll work out what went wrong. We'll take it to the drawing board, and we'll do a full check. I think MJ's got a bot that fixes things in Discord. Hey, if you're not in the World Racing Community's Discord, you really should, because they've got this really cool app or bot who's a cheeky little monkey. He helps with driving and setups, but he's fun. They are fun. I don't think they've got a sex. AI doesn't have a sex, does it? They are fun. I don't know why I called him a he. And Thunder saying, good job to Chunky Boy. Yeah, he caught you in the end, didn't he? Bad. Tight championship, ladies. That was the World Racing Community here at Fuji for round 5. Where are we next week, you ask? So you know what to do with your Friday evenings. Well, it doesn't matter where we are. The racing is good, even if they went around Tesco's car park. It'd be still some mighty fine racing. But If you must know, then round 6 is at Deep Forest for an hour and a half. Oh, yes. Deep Forest, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next Friday. Race start is at 8 o'clock. The stream is usually up 10 minutes before. And who knows, we might get MJ. He's got a sexy voice, ladies. It's worth tuning in for. And he knows what he's talking about, gentlemen. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us here at Thingamajig Racing Channel. Thank you to the world racing community for letting me air such wondrous racing. Congratulations to Bob and Thunder on their wins. And take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. And there'll be a stream Monday morning sometime for the Ultimate Racing League. Tiru, peace and love, peace and love. Word to your mother.